We are live, boys. Nicky Gordo, how's the crack?
Lav. Super lav.
Lav.
So this is the alleged wrestling podcast live post show after NXT Takeover New Orleans. I'm here with Gordo. Lav.
Lav.
I'm hearing myself. Oh God, what's happened?
Do you have the video open on a second screen?
I might have.
Well, that's why you're hearing yourself.
No, that's why you make the big bucks, Nicky.
Because the exact thing just happened to me, and I just muted it.
See, that was when I was sending the link out to our millions.
I should point out, I'm the drunk one of the fucking three of us.
I've had
And
a
I'm the
few.
only one who doesn't have. Yeah, I'm on my sixth
Still
can in the last
drinking
2
whiskey
hours.
I'm still on the beer, lads. It's fine.
On the rocks, lads. On the rocks.
Anyway, technical difficulties aside, how are the lads? Gordo and Nicky, how are you?
All good. Can't complain. Great show.
Delighted.
Happy out.
Look at this. Look what the cat dragged in.
Oh, here he is.
Here he is. He's just appeared on my screen.
How
Steve,
are the boys?
I assume you've literally just walked into your hotel room in New Orleans, yeah?
Man. That was a long fucking quick walk.
So what are you? You're like 800 yards, you were saying, or 800 meters away from the...
Yeah, and I was nearly the first out of the arena when that bullshit happened.
What bullshit?
Bullshit.
Gargano winning. Bullshit.
Oh,
Testify.
come on.
It's because you got your wrong picks.
That's because I
Shouldn't
won.
have happened.
That's
Shouldn't
because
have
I.
happened.
That's because I won the prediction league.
I couldn't care less about the prediction league. It was the wrong decision.
Anyway, but all the same, what was it like live? What did you make of the show?
Unbelievable. Better than Mania last year.
Oh, you were at Mania last year, were you, Fitz?
Just said I dropped that in.
You didn't go to NXT last year. You sat in your fucking hotel room.
So I didn't get a free ticket.
That's a fair point.
Oh, get fucked.
Fuck you.
Company couldn't
Which
spring for
was
the free
spare
ticket.
ticket at all this year, and you still fucking.
I offered it to you. You could have come.
To be fair, right? There's not a rumor. It's fact. You can buy 5 WrestleMania tickets tomorrow for $150.
Wow.
Yeah, you could buy a whole row, like. So, anyway, get into the show a little bit. We'll have the crack with it, but we open the show and there's glow sticks everywhere. And Steve, did you expect Martina?
I was disgusted I didn't get Martina. Everyone wants Martina.
And
Everyone
she was in-
hashtag fancies Martina.
She was in New Orleans and everything.
I know. I
Ah,
tried to
well.
get a session match chant going, but it really didn't take off.
Oh, we'll talk about you not getting chance going later. With a nice metal band opening, which is great. It's a good start to a show anytime that happens, in my opinion. But the sound was a bit shite for the vocals, and I had this note about what went wrong. But after the way we started here with the YouTube thing playing in the background, it's hard to criticize people for sound. You know.
That's true.
Speaking of
Yeah,
which, someone's
Right now,
blowing
Fitz
into
is
their
like
mic.
twice. Yeah. I'm assuming it's Fitz's.
Yeah, Fitz, your sound quality won't be as good as it normally is, but I think you're just on headphones or something, aren't you?
Yeah.
But look, you're in the field correspondent.
It's my sacrifices I make for 2-Bit Sports.
Like that song, Living La Vida Loca. my sacrifice. Get it? Wrestling?
Oh God.
Wrestling. Anyway, NXT ladder match, or the NXT North American Championship ladder match, opened the show. What do you
Holy
make of
shit.
this one?
Absolutely
Steve,
insane.
Steve, tell us what it was like in the arena.
Oh, unbelievable. Like, I can only compare it to... I actually fucking can't compare it to anything. It was just amazing. Spot fest all over the place. Ricochet's debut. Adam Cole over as fuck. Perfect booking. Wouldn't change an absolute second of it.
Yeah, I like the bit with the big guys. Oh, you're going to have to move your mic away from your face there. That or you're outside. One or the other.
He's not outside.
I like the whole spot, the idea that the big guys were the problem here, and they really worked that well. But the strange bedfellows, EC3 and Adam Cole, was pretty cool as well. But yeah, MVP for me, Velveteen Dream.
He did great. He did
Love
so.
that, man.
I think I'd probably give the MVP to Ricochet just because it was debut and he impressed so much. But anyone in that match, to be honest, they all put on fantastic performances.
Except for Lars Sullivan.
Hey, what's this crack with Lars Sullivan that people don't like him?
I don't know. I thought Lars did pretty well in this.
Yeah,
I did, to be fair, but just, fuck
they were booing him.
That Uranagi that he did to EC3, true Velveteen Dream, true a ladder.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. Someone remind me what Ricochet's first move in WWE was.
The very first move Ricochet ever did in WWE was a springboard shooting star press to the outside.
Star doesn't mean to go on. Star doesn't mean to go on.
Not a collar and elbow tie up or anything like
No,
that. No. Straight into it.
Hashtag flippy shit.
Oh, that was flippy shit. But I like the thing with EC3 as well, where they had the kind of the quick partnership, and then they did a high five, and then EC3 baby, and then he gets a fireman's carry onto a ladder. My favorite spot in the whole match was the purple rainmaker from the top of the ladder.
Oh, it's beautiful. So good.
And what made it even better was the camera. There wasn't 900 zooms. It was just one shot from the bottom, from the outside, from the bottom of the turnbuckle. Just one shot the whole way through. We didn't zoom in 900 times, and you didn't have Tom Phillips going, oh.
Just shows that they're listening to our podcast, lads.
I'm telling you.
This is the first, but not the last time that they picked up on something we've done.
That's
or
true.
we pointed out.
The Ricochet spot with Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane in the ring, where I think Lars threw him across the ring, and the chants, throw him back. But Steve's first point of the night was the moonsault spot. I think it was Lars Sullivan was tipping Ricochet off, they kind of lift the bottom of the ladder, and Ricochet just does a moonsault off to the outside. I can't even remember who was outside. But yeah,
so good.
Crazy. I think the next one, Lars Sullivan slammed EC3 through Velveteen Dream, through a ladder from the apron, but the ladder was on the apron and commentator's table. It was just an absolute spot fest.
Yeah, killing the business.
The ending, Steve, you said you could see the ref doing it. We could hear the ref shouting, goal, to Adam Cole.
It was about as subtle as a brick in the face.
So I didn't see the ref, no. You would have, the ref was pointing or trying to grab him up or something, was it? Or?
Yeah, so I was opposite hard cam, so I could clearly see what was going on. I could see the ref literally going, "Go on, get up," almost lifting him into the ring as if he wasn't aware of what he was supposed to do, whereas he was just lying low, keeping out of camera shot, doing what he was supposed to do, and then he just went in, did his thing.
Yeah, it's just the referees said goal 6 times. They're like, "Oh, here we go."
Personally, I didn't hear it at all, but I was zoning in and out, to be honest, because I was a few whiskeys in at this point.
Drinking on the job, eh? Huh?
Says you. I'm sure you. Actually, no. With the price of beer and fucking that place, I'm sure you weren't drinking.
$11 for a beer.
That's insane.
So you only had 4.
And it was a half can as well, yeah.
It's all right. I charged him to the credit card anyway.
That was the thing in Dallas, $11 for a half can of beer.
Jesus Christ!
I should have been able to slap the bar staff there, but
I feel like when I would last couple of times I've been, it hasn't been that bad. It's been I think it was $6 or $7 for a bottle. But still, yeah.
Pretty sure when we went, we just got Mountain Dew. A lot of Mountain Dew.
There was Bud Light because they were really bigging up the Bud Light, but they also had some regular Bud in with the Bud Light, so it was all good.
I'd drink a Coors Light because Bud Light ain't paying me nothing.
Speaking of him, it's like you have the script in front of you, but you don't. Brock and Roman build the kind of an ad right after this. So you had this insane match that Adam Cole won, becomes the first ever NXT North American champion. Everything's great, having a great start to the show, and then we see a recap of the Brock and Roman build. And I had the thing of going, fuck off. Can you give us 2 hours, please, without this shit?
2 hours, you say?
And it went 3. This match went 40 minutes.
Crazy.
I think it was 40 minutes.
I had the times up a second ago. Yeah, they were long matches.
Yeah. I hope that's not a theme that they continue. I like the whole 2 hours, 2:20, 2:30.
So the first match went 31 minutes and 24 seconds. So when you add entrances and all that, and obviously there was the band performance beforehand, which kind of you automatically assume after the first match that was the entire length of the first match. But when you had the band, also just shout out to the band. I mentioned this in my WrestleMania video package article. The fucking showing all the matches that are coming up on the card while the band are playing. I love that intro. They did it at Mania 18. They did it here again. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Ember Moon versus Sharon Corbin for the NXT.
Green spots.
Can I get an explanation on that one?
We said it weeks ago.
Yeah, you were definitely on one of the
there.
podcasts that we said it.
And we've decided that she's called Sharon Corbin.
Why?
Because she's pretty boring. You know?
Shit.
She's the female version of Baron Corbin.
The female Baron Corbin. You've heard of Baron Corbin, haven't you?
He tries to zone that out.
He's the lone wolf.
Although speaking of Baron Corbin, he is apparently friends with Lizzie Hale, who did play Ember Moon's theme song on her way to the ring. So Baron Corbin's getting some overness points with me tonight.
As you had said, we get the live band entrance, and at this point, I had started pestering Steve to start the Sharon Corbin chants, and now we know why he didn't get it going, because he didn't know what we were trying to say.
Confused AF.
But a tough spot for the ladies' match here. Crowd was pooped, Steve. That's the way it came across on TV, anyway.
Understandable. You know, there really wasn't a dead match that you could throw to the wolves effectively at throwing a takeover show. So one match was always going to suffer, and even with all things being equal, I don't think this would have been near the top of the excitement list for matches on the card.
No.
To be fair, I'll give credit to Ember Moon. She sold that story very, very well tonight.
Yeah, with a cool eclipse to the outside, actually, which was really good. But the kind of finish came, we had an eclipse countered into a rear naked choke. What does she call it?
Kurafudu clutch.
Kurafudu clutch.
Yeah.
So I had my notes where Sharon prevents Ember from grabbing the rope, rolls to the center of the ring. Ref hits a 1 count when Ember kind of pushed back on it, which was a nice touch. As soon as the shoulders were down, he started the count. Yeah. But Ember passes out for a ref stoppage, is the way I'm calling it. I don't know if they've officially called it a submission yet.
They haven't on the official page on WWE.com. They haven't specifically said what it was. On Wikipedia, it's listed as a submission. I've looked up the official rules of what it is, and this is all Wikipedia again because they don't have
just to explain why you're doing this, that you're not a massive nerd. There's a point in the prediction league for this. Exactly,
because we say what the method of victory is, and a couple of us said submission, and submission or knockout, passing out is classed as a knockout, but knockout is also under the submission bracket. So it's still up in the air, but I think
fucking help.
Nicky,
no real help.
Nicky, I'm going to put you in the WWF President Jack Tunney situation. You need to make a ruling on this.
I'm going to say it's a submission because submission is she was in a submission hold and she passed out. So it would have. I'm counting it as a submission.
I would lean to submission.
Yeah,
I would also agree with that, but I would also point out this is not the only time you're going to be called into question tonight, Nicholas.
No, sir.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
It's just going to be us arguing about the prediction league. We're not going to give a shit about the show. It's who's walking away with a €15 fucking replica Intercontinental title.
Yeah, Jack Tunney is not done for the night. But yeah, so we've the new NXT Women's Champion is Shayna Baszler. So do we see Ember Moon appearing on Raw or SmackDown this week, Gordo?
Definitely.
She has to come up. I don't see the point in keeping her down there now.
Yeah.
If you put her in having a rematch, she's going to lose a second match. She doesn't need that. She's finally at a point where she's good enough and she's ready to come up. That video package tonight was fantastic for her. Bits that she had in that, everything about her and the whole story with her in this was really, really good. Send her up when she's on a high. Don't risk damaging it. That's the way I'd look at it.
Do you play, the video packages they used on NXT a while back were basically a mini documentary on Ember Moon. Do you play a couple of them in advance of her coming up onto the main roster, or do you just put her up there and then play something like that just to kind of get the fans used to her?
I'd have her come out and just hit an eclipse on someone. And nothing else. Literally.
That's a bit heelish, though.
If you do if you do it on Monday or Tuesday, when it's the Mania crowd, you'll be fine.
I don't know. I'm not sold on it. She didn't tap out, as we're talking about here. And I could see after the match she was arguing with the ref a bit, saying that she never gave up. I think there's still a bit more.
I hope not. I think if you leave her down there, it's damaging her. But that's just me.
I think NXT are a bit shy on good, strong face women.
Candice Candice and Kyrie. That's Candice and Kyrie time.
That's the time that's the two big ones that they can do, and they do have a lot more in the wings. I mean, if they wanted to, they could always bring in some more as well. You got some fantastic females on the independent scene right now, and they could easily bring them up. Like I'm sure Tessa Blanchard would sign, no problem. I'm sure. I'm going blank on names again.
Well, they have
current Progress champ
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm.
Fantastic, straight over face if they went on to bring her. They were both in the Mae Young Classic. There's another Mae Young Classic coming up. You know, easy enough to do.
Even look at what they have. They have Dakota Kai there. Could actually start using her a bit more rather than in 2-minute matches.
I mean, Dakota Kai, they've already built a story between her and Shayna Baszler anyway, so it's straight away that she could be the first challenger coming in.
Yep.
That's weak. But I accept what you're saying.
But we'll move on to the how do you even describe it? The finals, the proper finals of the Dusty.
Final. Singular.
Okay, the final of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic / the NXT Tag Team Championship match, and Adam Cole is pulling double duty tonight.
Double
duty. Undisputed Era versus AOP versus Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. And this is when my pizza drama had happened, so I didn't see a whole lot of this match. Is there anything to talk about other than the finish?
Well, Adam Cole took a nice handy bump at the start of the match and basically didn't do anything else for the rest of it.
Took him right out.
Had a bit of a nap, to be fair to him.
He did a lovely nap. Went through a table, Spanish announce table, of course, and had a lovely nap for the rest of the match.
But the big story here is that Roderick Strong turned on Pete Dunne and drags.
When did he do that, Steve? Was it?
It was during the match, but in fair. Okay, so look. So I had
during the match.
I made this prediction that nobody saw coming that Roderick Strong would turn on Pete Dunne, and in my stupidity, I said after the match when I should have said during the match because that makes way more sense. But either way, Jack Tunney, does the point stand?
I'm going to say the point stands.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Because, even though it happened during the match, in fairness, he did predict the turn, and I've also kind of let Gordo away with another one that happened here as well, because he also said he had originally put down a former Ring of Honor talent joins the Undisputed Era, and then after we said that might be a bit vague, he changed it to specifically just Donovan Dijak joins. But former Ring of Honor talent is also it's specific enough that I'm giving
enough for what's on there.
So because I'm given the leeway on both of them. In fairness, for me and you, Fitz, I got none of mine. You at least got one of your 3 wild cards.
I know, but what I'm saying is if that was called in my favor, I would have won the tiebreaker.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't, because Gargano won the match. You called Ciampa.
Yeah.
So the tiebreaker was how long the show was going. You went 3:10, Steve went 3:20. Steve would have won.
I won by a point anyway before we got there because you had Gargano, because you had Ciampa.
Exactly, but you got that wildcard point.
But I still would have won.
Which would have brought me. That would have brought me level. I would have won the tiebreaker.
Just shine my belt up. Shine my belt up.
If it had went to the tiebreaker, Steve would have won because he picked the longer show time and it went longer.
It didn't go longer than 3:10.
3:20. I picked 3:20.
Yeah. This is the end time of the show. The time of the show, not the length of the show.
Not the length.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough.
3:20 a.m.
I thought the length of the show.
Shine my belt up. Bring it.
I accept defeat in that circumstance. I still strongly refute that wildcard spot.
I have the belt. I'm not shining the fucking thing.
Spit shine it. So I think tomorrow night we'd be a little harsher on the rules. I think it's the fairest way. We'd be a bit more specific.
Yeah, I think the wild card. The wild cards we'll probably have to start doing them to be actually wild cards.
No, you see, if you use
opposed to things that are likely going to happen.
If you use it the way I use it for the spirit of the game, you can't. For example, dear listeners, the lads had the NXT Championship match is going to main event. We only put that on after you put Gargano Ciampa. Exactly, because I put in a bolt out of the blue and I said Gargano and Ciampa as main eventing because that would be something that wouldn't be normally a thing.
I didn't pick anything to do with a match in any situation because I was playing it proper.
And as I said, tomorrow night, lads, my 3 wild cards are there will be a WrestleMania logo on the ring. That's the way we're going to play things.
But which WrestleMania logo? You have to be specific.
The current one, the New Orleans purple and green one. Tomorrow, yeah, we'll tighten up the wild cards a bit, just to be a bit more specific. But anyway, Roderick Strong has joined Undisputed Era.
That was a fantastic heel turn.
Yeah, it was good.
That was beautifully done.
Gordo, your comment on that was? He doesn't remember. It's okay. It was to mask his lack of charisma, I believe is what.
Oh yeah. Sorry, completely completely mask Roddy's lack of charisma. Which Roddy is fantastic in the ring.
Yeah,
but he's as bland as the fucking ridiculous creamy yellow paint that's on my living room walls that I'm looking at right now. Yeah, Magnolia. I'm fucking sorry, Mr. Fucking Paint Man.
It's also behind me.
it's in every house in Galway, lads.
It's the cheapest paint. Where has it?
But yeah, no, it was really well done, and I'm assuming this means we will potentially see British Strong Style against Undisputed Era. And holy sweet Jesus, fuck, take all of my money.
I can't wait for that.
Could we finally see the introduction of a Trios Championship then?
Well, I'm wondering if they're doing this UK thing in June. They'll be doing a tournament, but will they have some special match in among all of it?
Like
Might this be the match that they put in among all of it if they're really trying to build this, because they have other dates booked for later on in the year?
Yeah, because they did it last time with at the time Tommy End versus Neville. Yeah, before the main event, before the final.
So could they do something like that? Where maybe have this match on in there, and since there's such big names in it, it's really pushing home that they're wanting to push the division. Maybe they're wanting to bring eyes to it. So
they want to get out of the Royal Albert Hall and book the O2. So
you'll be on tour in June, lads.
Like it.
I'm gonna have to fucking take out a mortgage on a house I don't even fucking own.
The other question from this one is, at what point on Raw do we see AOP on Monday?
We don't. We see him on WrestleMania tomorrow night. They're interfering in the Shane McMahon match, and they're going to team with Shane.
Your booking theory for this, I don't think is going to happen, Gordo. But I reckon we see them on SmackDown. I don't think we see them on Raw.
The theory about Samoa Joe and AOP then, what do you reckon, Nick?
Ooh, what's that theory?
Well, in that Joe is going to lead AOP, and that's going to be a new faction. Well, it's not a faction, it's just another 3-man group. Why can't they make 4-man groups like they did on NXT today?
I don't know about that. I mean, if you have Paul Ellering there, and I'm assuming he'd be coming up with them as well, there's no need to have Joe with them.
I don't think Paul Ellering is coming up with them.
I don't think so either. I don't think he's up for the travel.
First, you wouldn't need him at any house shows. You just need him on TV.
Yeah. Either way, AOP, I think, are coming up regardless.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
The NXT title match, Aleister Black against Andrade Cien Almas. Tough spot for them there, knowing what was coming. Steve, what was the atmosphere like for this, knowing what was to come?
It was a bit of a slow build. I'm not going to lie. Surprising amount of people shouting for CN.
Yeah, I noticed that on commentary, or on TV, not on commentary. It was a bit strange, but
this is another point where I had pestered you on WhatsApp for you to go around and slap everyone in the place for doing the 10 chants. Let the ref count, dickheads.
I thought that died about 2 years ago.
Yeah, no. It was fun for a bit, and then just end that.
They need to stop this.
That and the counting one number ahead. I hate both of them. Just stop both of those.
I hate the one number ahead more than the 10.
You never go full sale, you know.
I thought the match was class. I thought Zelina Vega's interference was amazing as well.
Yeah. Before we go any further, what show does he end up on tomorrow?
Does he need to go up?
Well, I think you've got to see that 6-man match earlier. You've got a lot of people to fill a lot of spots there. People have to go.
I reckon Almas is going up because first at the moment they have no real Latino stars. All their Latino people are in 205 Live.
Yeah.
So they need to have someone on the main roster because they want that Latino audience.
And it's a great act.
Yeah.
If you're bringing up both of them, I think you have to go Raw. Zelina Vega's money.
Well, you're not going to bring up only one of them. Like, there's no way you're bringing up Almas without Zelina because she is part of the package now. He just without her, it wouldn't work.
I want Rusev to win the US title, and I want a face-off between Rusev and Almas on SmackDown on Tuesday night.
On Rusev Day as well. That'd be great.
On Rusev Day.
Lana and Zelina just shouting at each other.
Fantastic.
Hell no.
Sorry, I'm thinking of something completely different.
Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure we're all going there, Fitz. Thank Christ none of our listeners can see us.
No, they're all good Christian boys.
We were talking about a game of like tic-tac-toe or something, weren't
Of
we?
course,
So,
yeah.
of course. Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
sounded like.
PUBG.
Little fight.
PUBG. So the finish came with Zelina doing a dive from the top, gets caught by Almas, but Alistair hits the black mass, and we have the new champ. And he's the 13th NXT champion because Satan.
It's so poetic. I said it in the group chat. It is so poetic. It is fantastic.
Now, he's not a Satanist. He's just into symbols. You know, it's fine.
Satan.
Satan.
He worships up the Dark Lord, you know.
That terrible
Voldemort.
tattoo on his back. You know, that devil.
So who's his first challenger?
Ciampa.
Ciampa.
I said it halfway. I said it before the main event even ended. I said I want to see Ciampa versus him, and I said if Gargano was to win, I want to see Gargano Cole.
Now, they had, I know you don't watch the pre-show, Steve and Fitz,
Because
you couldn't
fuck the
watch the pre-show. But they had Drew on the pre-show. And Drew was saying, they were asking him, like, who would you want to face out of two of these? He's like, I don't care who wins, I'm going after Almas.
Boo. Boo.
And he said, after I beat Almas, then I'll go. If Black wins after I beat Almas, then I'll go after Black.
Get Drew Galloway as far away from NXT as possible.
He doesn't need to go back there at all.
He needs to go to the main roster.
Who's Drew Galloway?
Or whatever he's called now, Drew McIntyre. He has no business in NXT.
Nope.
Am I wrong? He's too big. He's main roster, that guy.
He is, but I think he didn't show as much on NXT as he should have or was allowed to do. I think he needs to get his personality over a bit more like he had in the Indies.
But he's like 9 foot tall. You know what I mean? He can show up on Raw and people think he's cool. And, you know, I would... What do you want to see? Do you want to see him or Johnny Gargano, really, going for a title?
In fairness, right now, the NXT picture, the way it is for the titles and all that, they don't need Drew in NXT.
No. Oh, by the way, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I mean,
I love Drew.
And they don't need him, and he doesn't need them. He's main roster.
I think we'd all agree on that.
Yeah. And fuck the pre-show, of course.
Quick one on this match though as well. I'm pretty sure we saw the first time a Black Mass had been countered or blocked in any way.
Oh, that's right.
When he went for the Black Mass and he gets caught with a drop kick to the back of the head, which was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Also, mentioning the pre-show, they had Pat McAfee on the pre-show.
Yeah, they did. Love that man.
Pat McAfee is a former. Was he a kicker or was he a punter?
Punter for the Colts.
Former punter for the Colts. In the NFL.
He wasn't offering any protection, was he?
Get out. Go on.
Himself and Adam Cole had a bit of a snafu at a house show there a few months ago.
They actually had an interview with Adam Cole during the pre-show, and they just started taking the piss out of each other, like basically just insulting each other. It was great. Plus, Pat, I don't think he's going to be invited back though, because he did refer to the women's title as a strap.
Said a no word.
So who is he? An American football player?
Yes, American football punter. I.e., he kicks the ball every now and again.
Not a blocker who offers protection.
No.
Get it?
I get it.
Keep flogging that dead horse, Steve. Just keep flogging.
We worked at AOL. We know all about McAfee.
$2.49 a month, lads. $2.49 a month. Some old bitch and ring up after fucking 2 years of paying it and want a refund.
Because his name is McAfee.
No, now I get
it. Third time's the charm, boys.
Get it? Anyway, Steve, what was it like for the entrance of Tommaso Ciampa, where he had no music and the ref was in black because it was unsanctioned?
I liked it. Mainly, give the crowd the chance to voice their opinions, which they gracefully did.
Fuck you, Ciampa.
It was entertaining. I don't know if it's a long-term solution. I think probably not. I think it was a one-off to get the takeover crowd to be vocal.
I'd say so. But I loved it personally. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was genius. Worked so well.
And like the
go on.
And the chants that were coming were just class as well. Proper indie chants.
I was gonna say that with all the like half the crowd, if not more, had all those the Gargano signs with the emoji symbol on it. It was perfect. Just him, definitely 100%. They were all given the signs, but it's perfect. And I loved his ring jacket. I'm a big fan of ring jackets.
Yeah. But they mentioned that there was a hold harmless agreement put in place, so we had the no music and a very slow walk down to allow the crowd to chant "Fuck you, Ciampa" and Johnny Wrestling. So Johnny got his full entrance. He had the song and everything. So like NXT took the most over tag team into a feud with each other, and they've made the biggest babyface and the biggest heel in WWE. Full stop.
Give Trips the reins now.
Give him the book, brother.
The man is a genius.
I wouldn't give all the credit to Trips now, to be fair. I think you have to
but
credit
still.
to the performers to a large degree.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, there's a very huge difference between the main roster and NXT.
Now, in fairness to the booking of this, Triple H has said on record in like the conference calls he does and stuff, he's like, the way I book NXT wouldn't be the way I'd book the main roster because it's a different crowd and I know the crowd I'm aiming for with NXT.
Yeah, but as we've said 1,000 times, fuck those people.
Oh, no. We like those people. That means we get the nice NXT stuff.
Yeah.
Other stuff we don't like.
He knows he's aiming for the hardcore crowd with NXT, so he knows the way to book for the hardcore crowd. With the main roster, he wouldn't be doing that because he'd be booking for the casual fan. So it wouldn't be the same. But still, it's hard to tell until it happened.
Give him SmackDown for 6 months.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of improvements.
That's it. Give him SmackDown as a trial. Let Vince deal with Raw. We'll see how it goes.
Just start the XFL already. Fuck it.
Apparently he's not taking a back seat.
He'll have to.
He will.
He didn't look too well. I don't know if you saw any of the pictures of him at Hall of Fame with Jarius. Is that the kid's name? He didn't look very well. But
I think I saw one with Jarius. I saw one of him and Jeff Jarrett now.
Oh, I know. There was one where Jarius did his, the Vince McMahon walk. And Vince was like, get me out of here. Who are these people? Are you my daughter? But poor old Vince.
Don't my hands.
Anyway, so we had a brawl. Basically, Ciampa dominates probably the first, 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Felt like a long time anyway. Suplex off the table was pretty crazy. And then we had the stomps on the head. So Johnny had... Ciampa had him in some sort of submission, if I remember correctly. And Johnny kind of crawled. The ref had told him there's no rope breaking. Johnny crawled over, and he crawled over to the apron to kind of stick his head out of the ring. But then Ciampa starts stomping on the back of his neck. That was pretty sick.
Must have been about 6, 7, 8 times maybe.
Yeah, and then I don't know which one of you put the tweet up, but it was it was brilliant. World class tweet now, in my opinion. Ciampa's fucking Gargano up so badly. The only thing that could do more damage to him at this stage is a SmackDown Live creative team.
Take a guess at who put that one out.
The man Gordo.
Hashtag Fire Road Dog.
At this point, we had a Euro wanker chant.
Yeah, we did. Europeans.
So we're going to say the Euros are in, boys. The Euros are in.
Travel packaged.
Side note, actually, I'll roll you back to the last match, the title match, and there was a USA chant going for a brief second from a small section of the crowd between a guy from Holland and a guy from Mexico.
Jesus Christ.
Americans are idiots.
Needless to say, that got booed down very quickly.
No offense to any American people that are watching or listening, or
all two of you.
To the guys that were going to be doing a podcast with during the week, but still,
we have over one viewer at the moment. But so what else happened?
Wrestling happened.
Lots of good wrestling.
The powerbomb from the apron onto the floor.
Oh yeah. This was just after this point. Ciampa went into the crowd and stole a man's crutches. And then he does the kind of psycho wave.
Such a plant. Couldn't have been more planty if it was.
Did you see what happened after to the guy?
No, I saw someone carrying him off.
The guy got escorted out.
Yeah, the security guy got him out.
And as he was going out the actual door, like he stopped hobbling and just started walking normally.
Keep it kayfabe.
Wait, you mean that guy wasn't actually in need of that knee brace and crutches?
Oh man,
The curtain has been
guy
pulled
that was,
so far back.
randomly hanging around by the apron there, you know.
He might have been friends with Tom or Mike or whichever one of them it is.
Smiley Green t-shirt was there in the end. He was just slightly off to the right. I'd say he was sending daggers to the person who was in the center of the hard cam. But could be a sign of things to come when Cena takes a seat tomorrow night.
Wait,
But you
another
mentioned
guy in a green t-shirt.
Yeah.
You mentioned the powerbomb on the outside. I love the fact that there was a "You deserve it" chant after that.
Next
Like,
thing
oh,
was-
so
that
good.
was so loud.
So good.
I think that was the loudest chant of the night.
But yeah, just next up we kind of had the Gargano escape attempt. He goes to the rope, but Johnny flips him over. But Ciampa, the bastard, raked the eyes. And then Mauro comes out with, what a sadistic son of a bitch.
I miss Mauro. That's one thing I did miss from being there, is that you don't have the commentary in your ear.
He was fucking brilliant.
Remember that first Mania we went to?
Yeah, little radios.
The little radios with commentary.
I remember.
You had it. They worked for the night of Mania 28. They said it would work for Raw. It didn't work for
They
Raw.
did not work for Raw.
And
We
they've
tried.
never, any shows have ever been at ever, they haven't had him since. But that was really cool. I like that. I thought that was a good idea.
If they have him tomorrow, I might pick one up.
Yeah,
I think
never
you
seen him
miss
since.
it during NXT, but on the main roster ones, you'd probably be better off without them.
It helped during some of the shitter matches.
Yeah.
Well, not shitter matches, but some of the less important matches than the one we were at. Like for End of an Era, I'm pretty sure we took them out.
We took them out, yeah.
We took them out because the whole atmosphere of everything was fantastic. And the same for the Rock Cena, the Once in a Lifetime, which the following year became
Part
Twice
one.
in a Lifetime. Once in a Lifetime, part one. For those matches we took it out, but for a lot of the kind of the filler shit, we ended up leaving them in. That actually it did kind of help a bit. But a quick one too, was it that match or was it the title match where someone got thrown in over the table and cleared out the commentators?
It was this
and
match.
the Mamma Mia chant started up.
Yeah, it was here. Yeah, it was.
That was fucking glorious.
Yeah, who threw him over? It was. I have it on my notes.
Gargano threw Ciampa over, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Gargano threw Ciampa into the announcers, and we got the Mamma Mia chance, and that was followed up by having a lovely shot of Ciampa's ass.
Oh yeah, when he went for the driver, the wedgie driver.
Teasing the pile driver. Twice that match they did it.
It's okay. WWE are allowed to do it.
Um,
They're exempt. Them in Ring of Honor are exempt from all these. Speaking of which, I haven't seen any Ring of Honor
And
stuff, so watching
If
that.
you
now.
look at the move again, Killian Dane basically did a sit-out pile driver through Adam Cole or through Velveteen Dream earlier in the match on the ladder.
That wasn't a sit out pilot. That was a leg drop. He just happened to be holding. It was a leg drop while he was holding to Ricochet while he was happened to carrying Adam Cole at the time.
It's why Cole was able to survive long enough to get up and be able to climb the ladder later on in the match.
But kind of after that moment, Ciampa had removed his wrist tape, but he went to swing and Gargano grabbed it. So both men are holding on to the one bit of wrist tape and throwing overhand rights and overhand lefts. And then Gargano starts to get a bit of momentum. He's throwing right hand after right hand. But then Ciampa goes and kicks him in the balls and hits him with the crutch.
right in
Then with a power bomb and a kick out. It wasn't the first near fall we'd have. They did the thing again where Gargano was crawling over to Ciampa as he's kind of just going, what the hell do I have to do to put this guy away? Then they started slapping each other nonstop. Gargano hit the lawn dart into the turnbuckle. I heard on commentary it was exposed. I don't remember it being exposed.
Yeah, Johnny exposed it.
Okay, cool.
Just before all that slapping, it was the slapping started. Ciampa just screamed in Johnny's face, "This is my moment." So the same line as he said when he turned on him in the first place. That's what started the slapping, which I thought was really good.
Nice. And then Johnny had hit the super kick, and I love when they spit when they hit the super kick, because otherwise, you're kicking a guy in the face. There's a lot of super kicks at the moment, and they don't seem to cause any harm to anybody. But Ciampa sold it by spitting chewing gum out or spitting in the air or whatever. It looked really cool. Of course, they kicked out. And then there was this. My stream froze here, but I think there was a super power bomb off the top.
It was both the power bombs you mentioned were Project Ciampas.
Yes.
So it's a power bomb into a double knee backbreaker. So this was a Project Ciampa from the second rope.
Right, cool. But then Ciampa removed his knee brace, and I think
Why?
Gargano. I can't remember why.
This was the most stupid thing of the match.
No, he took his knee brace off and he took down the knee pad because he was going to hit him with his actual knee instead of having any padding on it. That was the point of it. He was going to basically take his own
metal on it.
He was going to take his own knee out in order to take out Gargano. That was the point.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yes.
He just needs him gone.
No, the commentary didn't get this over. This is in my own head, but this is what I read it.
But at this point, I kind of put the tweet up going, the ref has gotten rid of the wrist tape that was in the ring, but the crutch has been there for a very long time. So I was like, well, this is going to play into the finish. But yeah, Gargano had used the knee brace at this point, but then he goes to get the crutch, but he doesn't use it. I didn't get this part.
He was about to hit him with the crutch, and Ciampa kind of held up his hands. His eye was all swollen at this point as well. So it's kind of, you see Gargano just kind of, his emotions got the better of him. He remembered all the friendship like this. So he went to go kneel down and like embrace Ciampa kind of. I think that was kind of, it was good. It was their possibility of getting back together moment.
And this is where Ciampa should have won. He should have rocked his brain with the knee brace and won it. That's
what he tried to do.
He tried to do it.
Should have happened.
Yeah, it was a nice throwback to the Cruiserweight Classic match they had at the time, though.
But this part here all leads to the finish, basically, and Gargano wins. 2 points of contention there. You think Ciampa should have won, and I think Gargano definitely should have won, but maybe a pin rather than a submission.
The way they did it was well, though.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But that's the only thing I'd change, is I'd make it a pinfall. That they'd beaten each other so badly that, like what I want to see tomorrow are Charlotte and Asuka, where they just kick the shit out of each other and Asuka just falls on her. And that's the pin. But I think that's what could have been good here. But Steve, why do you want Ciampa to win? He's an awful, awful man.
Because I would have brought Johnny up to the main show.
It still happen.
It shouldn't happen now, because if he's coming up, it shouldn't be a case of, he's won. Oh, wait, now he's coming up as well. Then why did he win? Ciampa could have used the win more. It could have been a moment of kind of coming of age almost for Ciampa and a singles competitor being beaten the fan favorite. That would have pushed him straight to the top of the card.
Unless you do a thing where Ciampa or Gargano is called up, and then he's having his big celebration in the ring that he's up, and then Ciampa comes out and kicks the shit out of him with a crutch on Raw.
Kevin Owens moment.
Yeah. I know you missed the podcast this week, Fitz, but I raised this point in the podcast. If you had Gargano lose to Ciampa here, Gargano has lost all of his recent feuds. He has no momentum going up to the main roster.
He had to win this.
He's an ultimate babyface, though. Does he need momentum?
The big thing I had in this was I predicted Ciampa to win, but I wanted Gargano to win because I don't think you bring Gargano up now that D-Bry is back.
But you rarely see an NXT show go off the air with something not to send the fans home happy in some way or another. There's no way they could have ended that show with Ciampa winning.
I would have had Ciampa win. Ciampa goes off backstage. Candice comes out. They have their sad moment. And then there's the whole, thank you, Johnny. Yeah. And the crowd would have been fucking in tears of just emotion. And they would have been happy at that stage because they got to see Johnny Wrestling's final match in NXT. Win. But, fucking Road Dogg was booking that match.
I think you're on your own there.
No, I said I agree with him if it wasn't for the fact that D-Bry was back. I would have done it the exact way Fitz just said if D-Bry wasn't past fit a couple of weeks ago. And I think they were planning on doing something like that if D-Bry wasn't past fit a couple of weeks ago.
Gordo, it's a different horse.
But in fairness, it's the underdog story.
Yeah.
It is the case. Gargano's whole story is very similar to the Daniel Bryan story.
No, it is. And that's why I think that they don't want to have the two of them there together at the moment.
Different shows, though. Different shows.
This is NXT WrestleMania here. So this story's been building for a year.
Yeah.
He had to win it. There's been nothing but bad shit happening to him non-stop because of Ciampa for the last few months.
On the flip side, how pissed should Almas be that he managed to get rid of Gargano out of NXT, and now because of something that had nothing to do with him, he's back.
There's your next feud.
But that's the logic of it is, he was the one that got rid of him. Why is he in no way involved in Gargano now being back in the fold?
Nah.
Semantics.
I wouldn't put that together.
I'm sorry, I'm just being a dick, but whatever.
Wrestling.
I'm drunk, all right? Deal with it.
No.
So, what do you think of the show overall then, Nick?
Fantastic. Love the show. It's an NXT show. They're all usually pretty good. This match had three amazing matches and two pretty good matches.
Yeah.
Jeez, I thought the latter match was better than pretty good.
Well, I wasn't saying that was a pretty good match. I was saying that was one of the 3 amazing matches. So yeah, to emphasize, ladder match, NXT title match, and Ciampa Gargano, amazing matches. The other 2 were pretty good.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
I'd agree. It's like there were so many kind of moments throughout the night that kind of made that event special for me. Ricochet's debut was fantastic. He's selling that super kick that he took from the springboard over the top. The moonsault off the falling ladder, the fucking bump through the ladder. Just so many fucking moments in that match was unreal. Roddy's heel turn was up there with one of the best heel turns that you can write. That was just fantastic. To be honest with you, I did not see that coming. I was hoping for it, possibly, especially when you predicted that it would happen after the match. It put the thought in my mind. Unbelievable. I'm a bit disappointed for the title match that it wasn't last. I won't agree with you on that, Steve. I think title always goes last. But
I've always say the same. I always say title match should go last, but that feud was just big. Some feuds are bigger than the title.
Yeah, that
feud was bigger than the title.
I as I said to Johnny as well, I agree with that 9 times out of 10. But this time it was too big. It had to be the main event. You couldn't put another match on after it, especially a match that wasn't as good as it could have been, in my opinion. The title.
Then you don't put it on second to last. Then you put it on the middle of the show. You have a tag match after to let people cool down a bit.
It's too big. It's the main event. That match is the main event of the show. There's no 2 ways about it. There's a year of build to it.
No, I still look at something that's going on right now in UFC and say, do you ever have a UFC card where there's a non-title match goes on as the main event, but a title match goes on second last?
UFC doesn't have storylines.
Yeah, if it's Conor McGregor against
I don't know. It does now.
If it's McGregor and Nate Diaz 3 for no belt, it's the main event.
Yeah, got a point.
That's the moneymaker there. That was the moneymaker for the night.
Yeah, but we don't know that match is going to happen behind bars somewhere, so that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, well. Gordo, I didn't ask you. What did you make overall? I assume positive.
Cracker of a show. The one thing I would ask is, can we take the hour that this went over and knock it off of Mania tomorrow night?
Please.
That'd be nice. Now, what will be interesting to see is how Ring of Honor was.
Yeah. Oh, no spoilers, please.
Oh, no, I haven't seen anything. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
I've seen a couple of gifs on Twitter while we were tweeting about the show, and that's about it.
I've avoided Twitter. Like, the only things I've had open on Twitter is our timeline and our notifications. I've not touched Twitter tonight because I don't want to spoil Ring of Honor.
I have muted TDE Wrestling until I see this tomorrow.
We love those guys, but still.
So you didn't see what happened in the main event, no?
Shut up, you did.
Yes, because I was watching that while I was at NXT.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's the TV app open on your phone, just ready to watch while you're sitting in fucking bar or Smoothie King Center.
Steve is the only person in the Smoothie King Center ripping that Ciampa won or Ciampa lost, and he's also streaming the fucking Supercard of Honor. Can everyone shut up and trying to watch the Kenny Omega match here?
Well, the family in front of him are like, "Who the fuck is Kenny Omega?" Oh no, wait, they left early. Fucking weirdos.
What was that about, Steve?
I have no idea.
Maybe they were getting home to try and start their live podcast.
Do you know what? I reserve 2 words for people like that. Gordo, would you do me the honor?
I believe it's get fucked.
Thank you very much.
Do you reckon because it was a slightly bigger venue that they thought after the title match that it was over, and maybe they thought that was the dark match coming up afterwards?
No. And I left just as Candice was coming out, and I was still pretty much the first one out.
You missed what happened?
You know when the credits come up?
Are you serious? You don't know what happened? Steve, no, honest to God, do you not know what happened?
I slowly go onto Twitter.
Candice turned on Johnny at the end. Yeah. No, that was something I thought, wouldn't that have been absolutely amazing if Candice had turned on Johnny at the end?
When the logo came up, I was like, it's Johnny Gargano It's the end of a pay-per-view. There's a logo on screen. What's going to happen? But nothing happened this time.
That's a bigger relief to him than getting his job back. It's holy shit, as a vibe through a logo.
I thought if Ciampa was to, Ciampa had been carried off by the rest, but if he was still in the ring and Candice had kicked Johnny in the balls or something and helped him up, I'd be like, what have you done?
Then goes off and shifts Ciampa.
Yeah. Right in his face.
Jesus, no, he couldn't do that.
Steve would be the only one in the crowd
could never be healed.
cheering. Like, you deserve it.
Yes, I would have been.
But anyways, I think we'll leave it there because we can't take too much of people's time, really, because the podcast feed is going to be flooded over the next 3 nights. So we'll have a live WrestleMania post show and a live Raw after Mania post show tomorrow night and Monday night. And hopefully you can join us there as well. You can follow us at 2-Bit Wrestling and check out the Alleged Wrestling podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and all the podcast apps.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
We'll be live tweeting WrestleMania, obviously. The lads will be doing the pre-show part because I won't watch the pre-show, even though there's a match I want to see.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight match. You have to watch at least for the Cruiserweight match.
I'll watch it on
when that's
TD.
starting.
I'll watch it on TD Wrestling. I cannot abide by the pre-show. I can't do it.
I will point out in Casa del Gordo will be thrown on the pre-show at 11 o'clock so we can watch the 2 Battle Royals and the Cruiserweight match, and then potentially put on music for 15 minutes until the show starts.
Yeah.
Let's fuck the pre-show.
And what's it? A 5 hour?
At 10.
5 hour.
I know that's why we're putting it at 11.
And they might have won. Last year they had one match in the first hour.
Yeah, but we fast forward.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Was it a 5 hour card then?
Yeah. So 6
It was also a
hours?
5 hour card last year. Yeah, nearly went 6 hours. So we'll see.
Dun.
Yay. After tonight, what a great show. In first, this card looks great for tomorrow. But Fitz, you spoke to the big dog yesterday. How was he?
I asked him specifically, how does he have nightmares of Michael Cole shouting his name at every entrance? And he was killing it. He started laughing out loud. he knew straight away what I was on about, and he goes. He started talking about how it's not up to him. You know, Michael Cole's just doing his job. It's his job is to call the matches and make it more exciting. But yeah, he even went on then and he said, the big dog.
Yes. We need that audio clip.
And this was the guy from TalkSport that has the audio, isn't it?
I have 2 guys. A guy from Radio Cardiff, very sound guy called Morgan, and Will from TalkSport. So hopefully I have to email those and get the nice audio. I have the video with very poor audio that was captured by the camera, but
I'll fix the audio. I need it. No matter how bad it is, I will fix it. I will find a way to fix it. I need you to get me that audio before we record next week, because
see what I can do.
It's that, or I'm emailing TalkSport tomorrow and be like, my friend was talking to I have to have it. When I saw that message, my eyes lit up.
Like literally, we had 2.5 minutes between 6 of us at a table questioning Roman Reigns, and my first question to him was that.
I'm sure your employer is super happy about that.
Careful.
The biggest international superstar that WWE has to offer right now. And that's what I have.
But I guarantee you that was one of the most original questions he has faced all weekend. I guarantee you that stood out to him.
Yeah, everyone that was around us was in stitches. Even like the cameramen that were following Roman on the day were fucking giggling beside us.
I love it. It's like, hi, I'm Fitz. I'm here with 2bitsports.com. You can check us out on YouTube at 2bitsports.com. Can you say the bird dirt?
Yeah. I'm not going to tell him.
Anyway, are you looking forward to your attendance of WrestleMania tomorrow? What's this year, like your 3rd or 4th one, is it?
This will be 3rd, 28, 33, 34. No, that's Gordo. That's him over there.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
I'm looking forward to it, all right, but I'm not looking forward to 7 hours.
Yeah.
Like Hall of Fame nearly killed me last night.
It was long.
I blame some of the highlights. I caught some of the highlights. Did that actually happen that Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg went around and sang "With My Baby Tonight" and nobody helped other than Zack Ryder?
Pretty much. Someone else tried for a bit, but no. The worst. I don't care. I love Hillbilly Jim, but my God, he went like 40 minutes.
Wow.
And he didn't say anything. Like, it was why he just kept going, and there was nothing said. And he was second up, so that's what dragged everything out. Because Dudley's were great to open, and then you had that, and I just went, oh God, oh God, oh God.
I came in as I had ordered some food, and Ivory was telling a story about herself, Molly Holly, and Lillian Garcia having a three-way after 9/11. I was like, this show is not for me, lads.
I got married to Ivory last night. That's all I know.
We all
That's
got married
true,
to
yeah.
Ivory.
All got married.
Yeah,
That was the
I
saddest
paid no
moment.
attention. I know nothing about anything that happened at the Hall of Fame. So does this mean I am not married to Ivory?
No,
So
sir.
you're okay. Unless you watch the Hall of Fame, then you're married to Ivory.
I have watched none of it. I don't plan on watching any of it.
Ivory's speech was pretty good. I liked Ivory's speech. I really liked Dudley's speech. I really liked Mark Henry's speech.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett's was pretty good as well. The kid was great.
This is the only thing I saw, Ivory and the kid.
Yeah.
The kid's having what I'm having. He hates the Miz and loves Zack Ryder.
Woo, woo. Married to Ivory. Is that legal?
But yeah,
Jeff Jarrett, I'm very disappointed now they didn't talk about total non-stop action.
there was some chants from the crowd.
Yeah,
There was.
he was
And, like,
clearly told to ignore them.
In Access today, in the memorabilia section,
He showed up in a TNA t-shirt.
no, they had one of his gowns from TNA with a card on it. Total non-stop action 2012. Like, what the fuck? Like, plus the queue was ridiculously short for him today. I could have gone and met him and got an autograph, but there's only so much time I want to waste in my life.
Well, let's say give it 3 years. We're going to have TNA one night stand.
Oh my god. Anyway,
As far as NXT right now is basically TNA one night stand.
yeah, it's Ring of Honor meets TNA. But anyway, and the main roster. But yeah,
On an hour, lad. At this point, lads.
we tried closing it up there 20 minutes ago. We'll try it again. Steve, enjoy WrestleMania, and how long will it take you to get back? Do you reckon for the post show?
It's the same place, same distance.
Oh, it's the same thing, is it?
Same again, just so it depends on how long it takes me to get out of the venue.
Slightly less.
Oh, but you can leave before departure. You can actually you can set up the stream, like you'll be back, you'll be finished watching it before we are. So last one then, do you reckon the Berg Dur versus the Beast is going on last?
Yeah.
Yep.
Has to be.
Yeah. Big Dog going to hunt.
I don't want it to, but it will.
Yeah. So we'll see you again tomorrow night for this. Keep an eye on 2-Bit Wrestling on Twitter, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Say goodbye, boys.
Bye, toys.
Happy Rusev Day, and to all, I get fucked.